Dan, it's nice seeing you here at the SHOT Show. You've been teasing me a lot about this new Gold series, and I'm really interested. I want to see it, but before we do that, can you walk me through a little bit about the stages that your product has gone through from an R&D perspective in the generations that this unit has evolved to?
Certainly.
Can we do that?
Well, let's go. I'll show you now. Right now, if you take a look at the first board right here, you can see how elementary it was. This is the very first board in 1992. 3 years later, we moved on. Our competitors still use the same circuitry today.
No kidding.
We developed the first compression technology circuit on the market for hearing protection in the world, and that was our LE version.
Sure.
We've been developing product every 3 to 5 years ever since, and if you start looking at the complexity of the boards, they got a little more sophisticated as you moved on. 3 or 4 years later, we started going to smaller components, smaller and smaller, because technology is advanced. And now we have our brand new, released in 2008, Gold series. It is the first unit in the world that has an 8-bit microprocessor that does 10,000 diagnostics per second. It has gold connectors on it for conductivity.
Sure.
And clarity. It is the most clearest, natural sounding unit that has ever been created. Wow. And I defy anyone to go up against it.
Very good. All right, Dan, now that you've actually gone through and shown us how your product has evolved over the years, can you show me the differences, tell me the differences between the current model, the Dimension Plus, and the new Dimension Gold?
Okay, the new Dimension Gold, it may look the same, but the engine is entirely different. We listen to our customers and we want the input from our customers, and the one thing they've been asking for is an automatic shutoff. So besides putting an 8-bit microprocessor in the unit itself, and you say, what does that do? Well, what it does is it diagnoses everything and all the sounds that are going on around you up to 10,000 times per second.
Wow.
It's the same thing that was in the Nintendo a number of years ago. Like the regular computer right now uses a 32-bit microprocessor. Sure. This is an 8-bit microprocessor in it. What we have done is written the code for it, so when you turn it on and you're at the range, 4 hours later it's going to shut off automatically. Okay? To reset it, all you have to do is turn it off and turn it back on again. Okay? Very simply. The other thing that it does is on the inside you'll see an LED light.
Sure.
And I'm going to show this to you because I have the other. And you can see when I turn it on.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And see the little red light?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
The next thing it does is it tells you when the batteries are getting weak or low.
Okay.
It'll beep one time every minute to let you know the battery's getting weaker and weaker and weaker when you have approximately 2 hours left.
Okay. So enough time to actually change out the batteries so that you're not dealing with a pair of passive muffs. What's the approximate battery life on these units?
Depends on the sound that you're around. We can measure it in a quiet environment. I could tell you it's 500 hours, but that wouldn't be true.
Okay. It depends how hard the unit needs to work.
That's correct.
Okay. Very nice. Now, one thing that really impresses me about your product as opposed to some of the other items on the market is that you utilize compression technology. Can you tell me a quick blurb about compression technology? Explain it to me for a second.
Yes, the easiest way to do it, I'm going to set these down for a second, is to try to give you a baseline.
Sure.
Everyone uses different technologies. Most of it is peak clipping right now.
Okay.
And what happens is when the threshold is reached, the unit's shut off.
So it becomes a passive muff at that point?
It becomes a passive muff. If we were around a lot of gunfire at this moment, what takes place is it will just shut off. It'll keep going on and off, and my voice will be like talking,
Gotcha.
up.
Sure.
Okay, that's what happens. Okay. Ours doesn't do that. What it simply does is draw a line right here, and this is where you'd like the sound to be.
Sure.
So if I whisper real quiet, it'll bring it up to that noise.
Okay.
If I screamed,
it brings it down.
It's going to take it down. But a gunshot is so loud and it reacts so quickly, and these are 1.5 milliseconds reaction time.
Wow.
And what happens is it's trying to get down to this level, this baseline, so it races down very fast and it can't stop. The voices are up here, but the gunshots are down here.
So you can actually hear your surroundings.
Yes, you can.
Oh, very nice.
And that's why they're #1 in the world.
Yeah. Well, we've done real well with your product. Are there any other features that you want to talk about? You talked about a little bit about the diagnostics, about the shutoff. That seems like a great feature. I know I'm notorious for leaving my units on.
So am I, and I never have batteries.
Yeah. So is there any other features that you want to talk about?
Yes. We spent 3 years developing these cushions. They use them in aviation.
Sure.
We call this ProForm leather.
Okay.
What it is, it's not a sticky vinyl.
Yep.
So when you're out there in the hot sun, it doesn't sweat.
Yep.
We've left this out in the rain, the snow, high UV, moisture content. It does not absorb moisture, but it doesn't get slippery. And feel it. It's leather.
Oh yeah, it's very nice.
It feels just like leather.
Like you're sitting on a nice leather seat.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Those are the basic features and functions. And for younger people today, it's very important because you take like grandchildren or the little kids and you put them on. If they have passive units on, they're going to rip them off their head.
Yeah. Because they
You
can't
put
hear.
these on, and you should see the looks on their face. They go,
Amplification.
"Oh."
Well, it's a great product. We do real well with it, and I'm excited about the new product. I think it's certainly innovative, it's unique, and that's why we're here today talking to you. Thank you for your time.
And thank you, Jeff. No problem. Appreciate it.